Foraged Eatery is a new restaurant that just opened in Hamden and focuses on the farming and foraging techniques of Chef Chris Amendola. Chef Chris has combined his love of cooking great food with his love of finding food in nature. Welcome, Chef.
Welcome, thank you.
Look at you getting started already.
Yes. You want to get things going.
I like it. So tell us about foraging. I heard this concept and I was like, okay, what are we doing here? Explain.
So I developed a passion for foraging, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago, and just fell in love with it, you know, being out in the woods and, you know, seeing all these plants and mushrooms, and it was just amazing, you know, the solitude and, you know, being able to go out and find your own food. It was just something I fell in love with right from the beginning.
Where do you do that around Baltimore? You just run out and I go to the grocery store and forage there, but I guess nature is different.
That's a type of foraging. But all over Baltimore County, Carroll County, Harper County, mostly like northern Baltimore or northern Maryland.
Yeah. And so you go out there, and what sorts of foods can you forage? You talked a lot about mushrooms. I'm a big mushroom person.
Oh yes, definitely a lot of different varieties of mushrooms, a lot of different varieties of plants and nuts, all kinds of stuff really.
Yeah, and you mentioned that coming into spring, there's an actual plant that I don't know very much about, a ramp?
Ramps, yes.
Yes, tell me about ramps.
So ramps are one of the first plants to pop up every spring. It's kind of like a big start to the foraging season. It's a wild onion that really only grows in the wild and comes up one time a year, and then it's done for the year.
And you'll have those at your restaurant then too?
Of course.
Okay, so tell us what you're making here today, because it smells good already.
So I'm making a mushroom stew. It's one of my favorite dishes ever. It's usually generally always on all of my menus. I'm a huge mushroom fan.
Yes.
So we have a little bit of shiitakes and oysters. Obviously this time of year, you know, can't really forage for a whole lot. So I'm cooking that down with a little bit of mushroom stock that I made, a little onion puree to thicken it up a little bit, a little brown butter, and then I'm going to add some pine nuts and herbs to it.
Wow.
And it's going to have a poached egg on it as well.
It's like, sounds perfectly cozy as well.
Oh,
like
yes.
sort of heat you up on the inside, huh?
For this time of year, it's perfect.
Absolutely.
Nice and hearty, tastes delicious. So.
And you were saying the concept of this restaurant is both hyper-local and hyper-seasonal. What does that mean?
So hyper-seasonal is for every season, every plant has its own season, and within that season there's plants and other things that grow that have a shorter time span throughout that season.
Right.
The example I like to give is fiddlehead ferns. Fiddlehead ferns, you have 3 days to catch those before they open up all the way, and then they're done for the year.
No pressure, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's really all about timing with a lot of it.
And what'd you put on there just there?
That was just a little bit of sherry vinegar.
Okay.
Just kind of really brighten the
I
mushrooms.
wish people could smell this. I mean, it really smells good.
It smells amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So,
and you just serve it right like that.
Yep, just like that. We're going to throw this in the bowl.
That's beautiful. And you foraged all of that. Well, the majority of that.
Some of it.
Yes.
And here we have a poached egg.
And you said you also have the hydroponic plants that you actually have at the restaurant, so people can eat among the ingredients that they're tasting.
Ooh,
oh,
yes.
it really got you, didn't it?
That's
Live
right,
TV,
that's
we love
it. We have a whole living wall that we're going to grow all edible flowers and herbs, and you know, be able to grow right there in the restaurant.
I love that. This is beautiful. So now when people want to check you out, what website do they go to?
So my website is foragedeatery.com.
Foragedeatery.com.
And your reservations and everything right there.
All right. I will be there. You're speaking my language with these mushrooms. Thank you so much, Chef.
Sure.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we will be right back with more Midday Maryland right after the break.